Hi, I'm Philip Armstrong from Optimize Lab, and in this video I'm going to be doing a short tutorial on how to use Chat GPT for Google Ads, specifically for search term report analysis in this example. Now, to start off with, why would you want to use Chat GPT for Google Ads, and what is Chat GPT? Well, what it effectively is a website that works similar to a search engine where you can make use of an AI, an artificial intelligence, to help you scale and more effectively and quickly do specific tasks and calculations. And when we're working with a lot of data through Google Ads, we can benefit from using an AI because it's going to help us to save time, potentially get more insight that we wouldn't otherwise have available to us, and we can scale a lot of tasks that would otherwise be very cumbersome in order to do. So if you've never been to ChatGPT, this is the website here. You can access it by going to openai.com. I'm on the page /ChatGPT4. There's also ChatGPT 3.5, and the difference between those is ChatGPT4 is the paid version. It's roughly $20 per month to use, and it gives you a bit more extra functionality. So if you want to begin using this, you can come to this website and you can click try Chat GPT here, or if you already have an account, great, you can log in, and that'll take you to this page, and then you can click here to start using the program. And once you're in this page here, you can begin to use some of the extra functionality that I use to assist with Google Ads campaigns. So the first thing, to use my particular method, you have to add a few plugins, or in this case, one plugin, in order to do the analysis that I'm going to show you in this video. So once you're on this page, you want to make sure that you've got plugins enabled. Now, this is for the paid version. I'm going to show you in this video also a method to use for the free version. So if you don't want to pay to use ChatGPT, don't worry, because I'm going to show you a method for those types of accounts also. So in order to enable plugins for the paid version, you just click on your account at the bottom, and you're going to click on Settings and Beta down here in the bottom left. And then you're going to click on Beta Functions, and you're going to make sure that Plugins is enabled. And after you've done that, you can then click up here, and we can see ChatGPT Plugins is available here. And you're going to want to click this drop-down list. And if you don't already have this plugin selected, which is called Make a Sheet, then you want to click here where it says Plugin Store. So we're going to click on that. And we're just going to read these messages, which just tells you that these plugins are third party. They're not created or run by ChatGPT. So you just want to make sure you trust any plugins that you personally add, and make sure that you're happy with that producer of that plugin, because ChatGPT themselves are not responsible for those plugins. Now, once you're in the plugin store, you want to search for Access Google Sheet. And you're going to see this one appear, Access Google Sheet, and you're going to click to install this plugin. Now, once you've clicked to install this plugin, it should appear in this list here, and you want to make sure that you've got a tick next to it so that it is enabled. Now, you are ready to begin using my process for Google Ads search term report analysis. And we're going to be entering our data within a prompt here in this this chat bar here, this search bar. This is how we're going to communicate with the AI. And if you haven't used this before, this is what you're going to use always for asking questions, for making requests, for giving data to Chat GPT to analyze and everything else that you'd like to do. So whenever you're doing this, you're going to need what's called a prompt. And I've got a ready-made prompt here, which I'm going to share with you. And a link to this prompt will be in the description of this video. And basically what this prompt is doing, it's giving ChatGPT the information and then asking it to do something with that data, with that information. So from this point, in order to get that data to feed into this sheet, this document, and then copy and paste it into ChatGPT, we have to first go to our Google Ads account. So I'm just going to get an example account here. And what we're going to do when we're in our account, we're going to go through the same process that we would normally go through if we're doing search term report analysis. So if you're not familiar with search term report analysis, just to give a quick recap on what that is, our Google search campaigns are going to be targeting a number of keywords, and then those chosen keywords are going to be targeting not just the exact keyword, but a number of closely related, and in some cases very loosely related, search terms. These are the actual terms that potential customers are typing into Google before they see your ad. And so what we want to make sure is that those search terms are relevant, and any of them that are not relevant, we want to add those as negative keywords so that we're not wasting our budget on those search terms. So in order to do that, let's first access the search term report. And that's either going to be, if you look here in the keywords section, so if you click to open this, you'll see search keywords and then you'll see search terms. If it's not in this section, then it will be in the insights, and we can see here search terms is appearing in this left part here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And so what it's done is it's opened up our search term report. And what we want to do is create a report for these search terms, and then we're going to download it. So we can see on the left side all of our search terms that have resulted in impressions and clicks and cost. And an option here, a sort of bonus option, is to add a filter to this report. And this is going to streamline the process because we're going to only be looking at the potentially non-relevant terms. And so in order to do that, I've added a filter here for conversions. So I've put conversions less than 0.1. And of course, that's going to show us search terms that haven't generated a conversion. I've added a filter for added or excluded. And we can see here I've selected none because I don't want keyword search terms in this report which have already been either added or excluded. We want to look at the ones which haven't yet had a decision made on them. And I'm also looking at a particular match type. Okay, I'm looking at everything except exact match. So once we've got our report here, we are going to go ahead and download it. So we're going to click here to download, and then we're going to click Google Sheet and then click download. Now I've already downloaded an example here, so here's our example. Now once we've downloaded this, we can go ahead and clean up the file and just make sure it's going to be, again, streamlined for when we're going to be giving this data to Chat GPT. So I'm just going to click delete here. We're going to delete those columns, and then we can go ahead and delete these rows here. And we'll do that at the bottom. Just get rid of the totals. We don't need that data. If you do just send over the file as it is, that may not be an issue anyway, but it's just nice to clean up the file. So what we're left with is just the search term data, purely just the search term and the header of the column. So the last thing we're going to do with this sheet is we're going to share it. We're going to create a shareable link to give to Chat GPT. So in the top right hand corner, we're going to click where it says share. And in this new pop-up, we're going to make sure that it says anyone with a link is either the editor or viewer. So you can select either of those two options. And then we're going to click copy link. And then done. Now, once we've got that shareable link, we're going to navigate over to our prompt message, and we're going to be pasting that link in the message here. So we're going to go ahead and just remove this and paste it in here. And then we are going to make a couple other changes. So in bold, it says industry niche. And that's where we're going to type in whatever the industry in that this Google Ads account is associated with. So for example, if it's the automotive industry, and it might be a particular aspect of that, it might be vans, then you could type in here van sales. Or if it's sports cars, you could type in sports car sales. You can type that in. Now in this case, the particular niche is whiskey cask investment. So I'm going to type that in here. And then the other thing we need to type in is the overarching industry. So what is the generic industry category? So I'm just going to put investment. So we're just going to put investment keywords here. So once we've made those three changes, we're going to copy this and we're going to go over to Chat GPT 4. Back to this search bar. And we're just going to click to paste it in. So we've got our prompt in there. So this is what we're communicating to Chat GPT, and we're going to click send message. And right now it's loading and computing and reviewing the sheet, and then it's going to give us an output on what is observed within that sheet. So what I'm asking it to do quickly is identify the search terms which are not related to our industry niche and which are not also generic industry keywords. And the reason I put that second caveat in there is that we do not want to be adding generic words that are related to that overall need, that overall industry, because those could be relevant to our industry niche. So that's very important. Secondly, I want ChatGPT to take the list, those list of search terms that is identified, but then select the most important single word from that keyword. And that is going to be the one that we actually want to block and add a negative keyword for. Next, I want ChatGPT to list all of those terms in a bullet point format and add quotes. And the phrase match negative keywords. This is useful because we'll be able to add those to our negative keyword list. So, now that it's rev sheet and it's given us our output, and it has selected these salient keywords from those search terms that we can then use to add as negative keywords. So altogether, the system has reviewed within a few seconds hundreds and thousands of keywords of search terms and come up with some of the most salient non-relevant terms from that list. So in terms of saving time, that can potentially save a huge amount of time. And of course, adding these negative keywords is going to help to reduce wasted ad spend within Google Ads campaigns. So there's a huge cost saving there by following this method. So you're saving both time and you're saving a lot of money, which could be coming from your budget if you're running your own Google Ads campaigns or from a lot of your client accounts. So it's going to be saving a huge amount of money by following this process and helping to generate more business from your campaigns, because you're going to reinvest that money that you're saving into getting more clients and more customers. Now, there's a few things that we need to mention about this process, and that's that ChatGPT is an experimental AI and it's in its infancy. So there's a few things we need to make sure that we're aware of. Firstly, this is in no way infallible. This will make mistakes, and you have to observe those mistakes and then you have to correct it, and that's how it learns over time. So sometimes it might make some bad recommendations, and it's our job to recognize that and make the correct decision. So we need to be observing everything it's doing. The other thing is, it's not going to be able to identify, like a human being could, like we could, every single non-relevant search term. So this doesn't absolve us of our job. We still have to do our job of managing the account, whether it's our account or clients' accounts. We have to do our job. So this is not a replacement for a human being. We still have to make sure that it's doing everything the way it should be. But this is a new technology, and therefore by harnessing this technology and learning to use it now, as this technology progresses and becomes more accurate and more efficient, we're going to have the advantage of being well versed in how to use AI to speed up processes. So this is a very useful activity, but we have to bear in mind that it's not yet perfect, and we have to cross-reference everything that it's doing, make sure it's doing a good job. With that said, we've now got the list of non-relevant terms, and so we can go through those one by one. And PIP, that's a investment-related keyword. But is it related to what we need to find customers within our campaign? No. So I agree with that one. Shipping as well. That should be a negative keyword because it's not related to the investment sector that we're dealing with. Containers, same thing. GAM, same thing. Wealth farm, that's an excellent negative keyword. Russian. These campaigns are not based in Russia, so that is another good suggestion. So we can see that already this has come up with some fabulous suggestions. And over time, running this type of process through Chat GPT, it can save a huge amount of time, and it can help you identify terms very quickly. So if you agree with all of the terms or some of them that is suggested, the next thing to do is we want to add these as negative keywords. So we're going to copy these, and then we're going to navigate back to our Google Ads account. And we're going to go ahead and click on Tools. And then we're going to click under Shared Library where it says Negative Keyword Lists. And we're going to load up a page here. And so if you don't already have a negative keyword list, don't worry, you can add more negative keyword lists by clicking the plus sign here, and then you're going to go ahead and paste in your keywords. If you already have a list, you select the list, and then once you're in the list, you click the plus sign, and we're going to go ahead and paste in the negative keywords here, and then you can go ahead and click Save. Now, this is just an example, so I'm not going to click Save in this instance, but once you click Save, those negative keywords will be added to your list, and from that point on, no search terms that contain those words that you've added will ever be targeted again, which means you won't be wasting budget on those terms ever again, and your account's going to save a lot of money. And if you continue with this process, then you're going to find that your search term report becomes more and more relevant over time, and you'll get to a stage where there's pretty much no non-relevant terms appearing at all in your search term report, and then your process becomes a lot more streamlined. and a lot easier. So I hope that's been useful and informative. If you want to use that sheet, you can go ahead and use it. I'll put a link to it in the description. There is one final thing to cover off, which is how to use the sheet if you do not have the paid version of Chat GPT 4. So in order to accomplish that, you navigate over to your search term report that you generate from Google Ads, and we're going to just take a sample of these words just to make sure the computation doesn't take too long. But you can add in anything up to a few hundred or 1,000 using this method, and we're just going to copy that. Then we're going to go over to our prompt, and instead of using the URL here, the only difference is that we're going to paste in those keywords. So there they are, they're pasted in. So we're going to copy everything within this document as our prompt, and we're going to go over to ChatGPT and we're going to paste the prompt in here and then get the prompt from ChatGPT. So we can see that it is calculating. And again, so it's given us the list of terms that we can use to copy and paste into our negative keyword lists once we've analyzed them. So it's using the exact same process as the other one, except just not using the plugin to review the sheet. So hopefully this will save you a lot of time. I hope it's been useful. If it has been, feel free to like and share the video, and thanks for watching.